You may know him as the main trainer on The Biggest Loser. I like to refer to him as the man that I wish could personally train me along with everybody else in the world. I'm talking about Bob Harper. I'm so happy to have you on the phone today. What's going on?
Hi, Michelle.
I want to get right to it because you have a new book out. It's called The Skinny Rules, The Simple Non-Negotiable Principles for Getting Thin. I have to tell you, I got to be honest, I started reading it the other night. I can't put it down.
Well, I love hearing that, Michelle.
You know, as someone like me who has struggled with my weight my entire life and has done a million different diets like so many other people out there, and I think that's because there's just so much weight loss advice out there.
Yep.
Why would you say your book is the last diet book that anyone will ever need to read?
Here's the deal. All the diet books that I've ever seen out there just try to find the quickest way that you can drop weight, and then there's really no change. There's no lifestyle. And what I wanted to do, because I've worked with overweight Americans for such a long time now, is that I wanted to set up a set of rules to live by. 20 rules that are simple to follow, yet non-negotiable. It's like if you follow these rules, you'll absolutely lose weight. And the thing about it is, there's no end game. I mean, this is something that you can do for the rest of your life.
Right. And, speaking of those rules, I want to name a few that I really love. Rule number 1, you say drink water before every meal, eat protein at every meal, at least 10 meals a week should be prepared at home so you avoid overeating. What would you say out of all the rules is most likely the most important principle that you should be following?
I mean, I guess the one that really stands out to me is don't drink your calories. I think that I go to these places all the time at coffee shops and juice bars, and people are drinking these high calorie, high sugar drinks, and I'm just sitting there going, if you only knew that drink that you're washing down your lunch with is adding, double the amount of calories that you think you're getting or aren't even aware of it, then you would lose weight. You would lose weight if you cut out all the calories that you drank.
Right. And I mean, I love also that you tell the truth, which is it's not easy. It's going to be hard to follow, and a lot of people are going to have problems with it. What do you think people find to be the most difficult rules to follow?
When I started writing this book, my publisher really had a problem with it in the beginning. She said, these rules are hard. And I said, rules aren't meant to be liked. They're meant to be followed. And I think that so many of the rules are difficult, but once you get into a routine of it, there's a rule of going to bed hungry, rule number 18. And I think that, that's a really hard thing for a lot of people. And it's not something that you can do the very first night. It's something you've got to build up to. But if you do that, I mean, it will work for you.
I do. If you want to humor me, I've got questions for you about some of the things you say to stay away from. It's okay to be harsh with me, okay?
Yeah.
I need it. You're really against artificial sweeteners, and I was wondering why that is, because, for example, my breakfast, I know I do a cup of oatmeal, and I'll just take 2 tiny Splendas and I'll put it on top of my oatmeal. Should I not be doing that?
No, I mean, why not just why not sweeten it with berries that I'd want you to eat? If you mash up some berries, you're going to get that same sweetness. And I'm very much a believer of eating wholesome, real food as opposed to artificial foods. One thing that I've learned, and there's no scientific studies out there to back me on this, only my life experience with working with overweight Americans, and that is that when I get people off of artificial sweeteners, it changes their taste buds, and they don't need more sweet. That artificial sweetener that you're putting in is really triggering the need for more sweet, and then what's going to happen is that you can tend to binge eat because your brain is going, wait, where's all this sugar that I think I'm getting, but I'm not getting it, and then I really, really want it.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. You say that rule 6, eat apples and berries every day.
Yep.
With that, I've heard a lot of trainers and people heavily into fitness say stay away from so much of that because it's all sugar. So I was wondering why you feel differently about that as opposed to people that have such the opposite view.
The difference is that when the berries that I'm choosing, which are anything that ends in berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries also, and apples, they are rich in fiber. And it's the more fiber that you're getting, the more satisfied you're going to be.
Okay.
The fruits that I choose are very specific. It's not just eat all the fruits that you want. Have these fruits.
So then where do you stand on things like Smart Balance or I Can't Believe It's Not Butter that people use almost daily?
Yeah, again, it goes back to artificial things that, I don't really want. I want it to be more natural. But I guess, it comes down to if you're using something in moderation, then, I'd find a way to work around it. But again, it's about changing your taste buds.
Gotcha. No, that's useful. And speaking of moderation, that's my question of rule number 20. I'm sure everybody's favorite rule.
Everyone loves it.
Enjoy a splurge meal once a week. Thank God.
Yeah,
but I'm serious. Yeah, and I'm curious about that. When you say that, what do you consider a splurge meal? How bad can you be? Are you talking going to the buffet or like having one slice of pizza?
I am saying that if you are doing everything that I want you to do for the full week, 80% of the time, that one meal, not day, that meal, you get whatever you want. I don't care what it is. I mean, I have friends, clients that do this. It's like, their free meal is like a pizza, not a slice of pizza. They're going to have like 4 or 5 slices of pizza. And I'm like this. You know what? Great. Go for it.
Okay.
I think that it can be whatever you want.
Oh, that makes me happy. And I mean, your book doesn't just have rules. There's parts. You've got the second part called The Skinny Way, where you give a day-by-day menu plan that gets you through the first 30 days of the program. And then you have part 3, which is The Skinny Tools, which has actual recipes that I love. I've read all of them. I was wondering, what's your favorite recipe in the book that you would consider your go-to recipe that you just can't stay away from?
Well, I guess right now would be the turkey meatballs. It's like, people love it, and it's just like, it's one of those kind of things that just kind of can stay in your refrigerator. I carry them, I have them with me. It's just like, it's easy, quick protein.
And it looks really good too. And I know that there are also a lot of people out there that are going to ask that are like me. I know, for example, I eat the same healthy things. I have a strict meal plan. I exercise daily. I train. But, it happens. You hit a weight loss plateau for months. What would you recommend we do differently or that we could potentially be doing wrong?
I mean, I think that we all get into a routine, right? And it's like our bodies get used to the workouts that we're doing. I think that you might need to change the intensity of your workout. But I think at the end of the day, if you continue to do what it is that you're supposed to be doing, you've got to trust the process. I say with all the people I've ever worked with, because you get to a point where, you might not lose weight for like a week or two.
Right.
But if you just stay on track, you're going to be doing good. And a lot of times you need to pull out those tight jeans of yours and try them on, and if they're feeling looser, but the scale's not changing, then your body is like reshaping, and that to me is way more important than the number on the scale.
Okay, I think it's just you're talking to women that the scale means everything, so we got to beat that mentality.
Of course, and I think that working with women for as long as I've worked with women, that's why in the rules,
we want numbers, Bob. We want numbers.
Yeah, they love numbers. They want to see that number change, and I get it. I want you to also know that your body is reshaping itself, especially when you're working out, which is a great thing too.
Speaking of exercise, I know my sister, who's a huge fan of yours, will kill me if I don't ask. You do so much and you motivate so many people, and you still manage to teach regular classes in LA, and I heard you still teach at random gyms. You'll just walk in when you travel. Do you still do that?
Yeah, I do. It's like, when I travel, I always find I do CrossFit. I'm a big CrossFit guy.
I want to try it so bad.
It's the best thing in the entire world. I encourage everyone to do it.
Okay, Bob, when are you coming to Florida then? Come on.
I need to come to Florida because I hear that there's some really great CrossFit facilities down there, so I'm going to come check it out.
Oh, you better let me know when.
I will.
I got to ask before I let you go, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. You've been a trainer on The Biggest Loser since 2004 for all 13 seasons. Will you be sticking around for season 14, and are you going to be in it for the long haul?
You know what? I've been on the show since the very beginning, and I feel like I really need to see it all the way through, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be around.
Do you know when it's going to be returning? Maybe in time for New Year's resolutions in January 13th?
That's when it's going to be. January is when Loser comes back on the air.
Oh, that's going to be great. So maybe something New Year's resolution related?
Absolutely.
That would be great. So what are you doing? Anything where your fans can meet you, interact you, maybe a book tour for this?
I'm doing a lot of touring right now, and you can go on to bobharper.com and find out exactly my every move.
Thank you so much, Bob. Everybody go out, go get the book. It's called The Skinny Rules, The Simple, Non-Negotiable Principles for Getting Too Thin. I started putting the effects in today, so I can't wait to start my journey. Bob, thank you so much for the time.
Michelle, thank you.